I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Welcome to the Special Delivery Podcast. I am your host, Special, and welcome to this series on Grand Nationxl's album Twice on Sunday Season 1. This is actually the last episode in this series, but it may be the first one you're listening to. It's all good. Each episode is a standalone episode about a track on the album, so you can listen to this one and then pick another one to listen to in order, out of order. Either way, it all works. This episode is about track number 9, Baby in the Green Dress. It is produced by Soundtrack and features Brookfield Duece, Kevin Allen, and Monty Draper. Also, real quick before we hop into it, there is new music from Grand Nationxl. Not only do we have this first album, Twice on Sunday Season 1, but they gave us a live version and a deluxe version with 10 bonus tracks. Yes, you heard me right. So much new music, so please go support them on iTunes. But now, let's get into it.
What's up, y'all? It's Brookfield Duece, representing East Oakland, California, representing Brookfield, California, Front Page Music, Grand Nationxl ENT. Yep.
Yeah. Everybody ain't gangster, a lot of y'all pretend. The tribulations don't kill you, that's where the trial begin. Heard you niggas got cheese, how much you trying to spend? When the beef over the bread, you gon' let us in. Being the dad was fuel, that's when we jettison. From starry nights, my van go through the land of sin. Then pop out, turn a star kiss to a has-been. If you playing with sharks, you gon' see the fin. The jury blind my innocence and they seeing guilty. In the position of penitence, got my jeans filthy. Being doubted and counted out all the things that built me. Pretty face in the skirt, that damn near killed me. 40 cows in my body, that damn near milked me. Got control in my book, he ain't let it seal me. The rap coming, these raps holding the pain that filled me. I'm still here and ain't forgot, my nigga, you feel me?
I think this line sums up a lot of the things that you've been talking about on this album. The tribulations don't kill you, that's where the trial begins.
Yeah.
And I think that it's such a good play on, people always want to say trials and tribulations, but it's one of those phrases that we say all the time that we don't even really think about. So for you to kind of flip it and make people think about it, how did you approach that?
Just thinking about just everybody ain't gangster. You know what I mean? Like, people think they a level of gangster, and you go do these things, and if being a level of gangster don't kill you, you're gonna be in court. You know what I mean? Like, that's when you go to trial. You didn't die out there, but now you in court. That's where the trial begins. Like, again, it's just wisdom, it's education, it's telling the youth, like, you can try these things, but I did it. Like, I live a lot of my stuff by, like, Hov did that. So hopefully you don't gotta go through that. I live a lot of my music and stuff is centered around that one bar from Jay-Z. You know what I mean? So I try my best to be as wise as Champ right here.
I think, though, with that bar, you explained as far as, like, actually going to trial. But I think, to me, there's that aspect of it. But I think it even resonates deeper because we talk about growth and we talk about your 20s and going into your 30s. And I think it's a self-reflective type thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, in your 20s, you go through all these tribulations and just all this crazy stuff and you're moving super fast. And in your 30s, get so introspective that you're almost putting yourself on trial and trying to figure out why you did the things you did and what actually happened and really unpacking it.
Those are the next lines.
Yeah.
The next lines are the explanation they're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that it's summing up both of those situations is super cool. And then, of course, I love From Starry Nights, My Van Go Through the Land of Sin.
Yeah.
What was it like writing that one?
Just layering. I've yet to hear someone catch this part of the line that I was trying to write. I don't know, sometimes I tell myself, stretch before you reach. So maybe it's a reach, I'm not sure. But as I wrote it, I wasn't jettisoning like up. I was growing my son up for him to leave the house. I was jettison. I was like pushing him away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like raising him to like go somewhere. But in pushing him away through the starry nights, like at nighttime, and in my van go through the land because I'm want to ride people. Heard you niggas got cheese. How much you trying to spend? The beef over the bread, you gonna let us in? Yeah, I'm coming in. I'm coming in your house. I'm doing all of these bad things, but that's when I jettison. I took off, but I took off from my kid. Like I got away from my kids. You know what I mean? Like to go do these things. I left the house to go do these things. It was just, again, like explaining like the history, where I've come from and what I've done, and don't do this. You know what I mean? Don't do these things. You know what I mean? Yeah, just all educational, you know, for me. Being vulnerable enough to talk about, you know, those things. Like, those are my trials and tribulations, the things that I went through. And luckily, I didn't end up in a courtroom. You know what I mean? Luckily, I didn't end up with a bullet in me, you know. I've come close a number of times, sometimes in the street, sometimes I've almost been shot by the cops like 3 separate times. But another story for another, you know, interview. But, like, it's not easy going through that stuff. So for me, it's like I owe it to the people to talk about these things, because I'm one of the few, along with the rest of us in this group, that just, I would consider myself successful. I made it out of Oakland to be my age and not dead or in jail. Yes. That's like a major accomplishment when you explain it to somebody. It's like, per capita, we die at a high rate. You know what I mean? And it's like, to be able to get out of that situation and be wise enough to see the fog before you drive into it is like, you don't have that when you're young. You just go, oh shit, it's foggy. I can't see now. I crashed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to crash. I want to make sure that I'm aware now, you know, and the best way I feel like I can help is explaining my stories to people where it's awareness for them, you know.
And I think there's a layer of that too, as far as art. Like, you're referencing art, but you're also referencing something that,
it's an art to rob people.
Yeah. Like to be able to put those to be able to put those together is incredible, because and not only that, art is so purposeful, and you're explaining how you're raising your son up, so you're doing these things as a purpose. So it's like, just the art and the purpose that flows through it too is crazy, on top of you telling that story and all of that. So it just blows my mind. It's so good.
No, that's dope.
Yes.
I haven't had these conversations in a long time.
Man, I'm so happy that we're having
like,
them.
oh yeah, the beat slap.
That's
all you hear, you know. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, when y'all dropping the video, don't watch it, you know.
There's too much here to not talk about it. It's crazy.
Yes, Kevin Allen, 1/15th of the collective Grand Nationxl.
A lot better from the top, don't it? Big dope, you can smell it with the top on it. Can't sleep, all this pressure got my mind going. Going fishing, trying to get another line going. What's a few snakes in the grass to a lawnmower? Niggas still hating, that's crazy, that's mind blowing. I think we live in 2 different lifestyles. I'm the early bird and the night owl. Angel on my shoulder trying to get me through it. Devil on the other, he a bad influence. A whole nother vibe, you should tap into it. This ain't even my city, I'm just passing through it. I ain't gonna fuck with it, but I'm back into it. Ran through a bunch of paper, I was acting foolish. I was trying to find my value in that. Too fast to react, roll me a chop, count me a stack. Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite lines on the whole project. What's a few snakes in the grass to a lawnmower? Like,
you hella funny, bro.
Do you remember where you were when you even thought about that?
In the booth. Wherever, I don't know if we wrote that or not. I'm not sure how that session went, if I already had bars, or we be writing fast in there because we all trying to get on the song, let alone, you know, and be dope and get the take right so the next person could go and move to the next song. So I really can't tell you. It's really fast. It's like last 2 days we did 4 songs, 5 songs maybe, something like that. Just, I don't know. But that's a feeling.
Yeah.
What are we arguing about? Are you going to do something to me or not? You're a snake. I know what to do with snakes. I've seen snakes before. You can't fly. Like, there's only a couple snakes can. There's some jumping African snakes, some shit. But for the most part, snakes are, I see you. And I got a lawnmower.
It's a wild perspective. Like, it's spot on, but it's just wild. People are so quick to be like, oh, there's snakes in the grass. All right, we got a lawnmower. Like, what the fuck are we talking
There's
about?
There's always a solution. My OG told me birds can't hear what the lions are saying. You could be a lion, but if I'm operating in this space like a bird, I could be as smooth and as I want to. That, whatever y'all talking about, I can't hear that. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Just another flip on that same concept.
So good. I feel like that cadence, it kind of went like, I don't like the word silly, but I feel like you had fun with that one on Baby in a Green Dress. It was dope, but it was fun. Did that feel different to you, or was it just a flow?
No, it was fun. It was fun. think track was like, nah, say it earlier, say it late, like just playing with the cadence. And sometimes I start writing and I forget 8 bars in how the fucking pattern was going when I started. So then I go in there and try to figure out while I'm rapping it, and then it just starts to sound like fun because I don't really know where the next bar is gonna land. So it's a lot of run-on sentences and trying to figure the shit out in there.
Jeez, just being able to pin that all together, but like you're saying, you almost don't even know what the last ones were, but still make a cohesive verse is pretty mind-blowing to me. So that's nuts. Now
That was the next bar.
Wait, what?
Go ahead. That was the next bar. Niggas still hating. That's crazy. That's mind-blowing.
Yes. See, it's embedded in us now. It's so good.
Somebody Draper, I'm a special delivery podcast representing Grand Nationxl.
Margella master sent, we mastered this. From Nevin to Nazareth, my baby rubbed the acid in. I'm trying to get my taxes did. Afrochella, a better home is where the cabbage is. The atheist is mad at this. Press to the ladder shit. Holy oil and gold look good on. I tripled up my averages. Motherfuck your analysts. I'm burning in the Vatican and praying in the Radisson. And bank with all the mattresses and pimping all the Gladyses. Doing ballad with the keys. My lady sings the blues, but love never leaves. Ship a 10-piece to greet me overseas. Feeling untouchable, all the pain gave me wings on the dark side of the moon. The livest ones won't rival my platoon. Had the nerve to rewrite the Bible entitled Fuck the Rules. Had to confiscate the spot, your stay was past due. The last of the real, I'm half past the truth, man.
I just think you did such a crazy juxtaposition between like blessings and riches and what comes with everything, and how you take that in when good things happen, when spending, when however you embody it. What was that one like?
That one was fun. That was breaking out of that space and way more confident. I did a lot of finding my own voice in this process, to be honest with you. Like, it was so many like MCs in the room. You just want to figure it out and just dial it in. And I don't know, for whatever odd reason, that song was where I found it for me personally. Like that shit, that's just different. Like, I'm with 2 of my favorite rappers. They barred out. It's like, you gonna go last. figure it out. And the shit just worked out. And is that track and Kev on that? Who's on that? Who did?
That's just soundtrack.
That's just track. And I felt like that one went through hella different iterations too. And like, you get Demoitis and loving the original version. It was a mumble hook on there that I fell in love with and was arguing like, we gotta leave it on there. It's like, nah, bro, we can make it better. And then by the end of it, when the band came in, I think the only sound that was left from the demo is the drums, or not even the drums. The drums changed, but the sample's gone. Like, it's just the band jamming on some creepy shit, and then that sort of letting them jam and solo at the end, again being more drawn to the music of the records now. Ended up being my favorite one because it's the perfect sort of like closing scene. Like if we were to roll credits for a season into season 1, it felt like the perfect way to do it. And I remember those last mixing sessions with Ant and Kev being at the board and like, nah, let that shit ride. And it felt like it was gonna never end and not wanting it to, and then but still by the end of it going, damn, I wish it wasn't over. And hoping that once everybody else got it, they would feel the same way. And some of the first calls I got was like, yo, I didn't want it to end, you know, so it felt hella validated because I loved it and I was just hoping everybody else loved it as much as we did.
And then on that one you say, the last of the real, I'm half past the truth. When did that click?
Man, I don't know, you a product of who you around, you know, so you go from one crew to Dolo to another crew to solo again, and then you look up and like, I remember first time I met Champ was at the Kevin Allen Project show, and y'all did Autumn, and I'm standing off to the stage and I'm rapping his whole verse and he looking at me like, this nigga's crazy. But I remember when that shit came out, I hit Kev immediately like, bro, like ain't nobody making music like this, you know what I'm saying? And so, hey, the Griseldas, I love them, don't get me wrong. Dreamville, I love all that shit. Like, I'm super fans, but I'm a super duper fan of the people I'm on this album with, and the fact that we got to do it, like, you know what I'm saying? So it must mean something if you're in the room at the end of the project and you hear, and I'm telling you, I missed hella sessions, and they like, bro, where the fuck you at? Like, pull up. that shit meant a lot that they kept reaching out, like being persistent. And then you start to do the math on that. It's like, damn, if I get to be in a room with the best, that's really what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Like this, and being proud of that shit. And like that humble shit is dead. Like we not on that type of time at all. We gonna say it, we gonna claim it, we gonna deliver. I think that's really what that means. It's like we the best, we're here. You see it, you hear it, you feel it, and the result, the proof is all over the Bay right now.
Just knowing you and knowing your story, I can't even imagine how incredible it feels to be a part of this.
You know more than anybody, like since you and I have been building, like how specific this vision is, from Lyricist Lounge to Rompilation, all that shit, like wanting to do that and then to do it and to have it go off without a hitch, like because it could have went left and then egos could have been weird. But if we're using the sports analogy, Hell Week, the roster sort of build itself, right? Like you double days, everybody ain't coming to double days, a lot of work. Everybody not gonna come and get their ass out rapped in the session. Like a lot of people peeked in the room, is like, nope, won't be back in there. Again, just to see it through and to have it be received the way it was received. You were the one that told us on live that night, like, yo, y'all number 3. Bro. And we like, yeah, on the pre-orders. And like, no. That's the iTunes hip hop charts. Well, you should have seen the look on our face in here. Like, that was the first time I seen everybody just like little kids for real. You know, like all the cool shit went completely out the window.
That's funny because we haven't talked about that yet. That was such an experience. And as a fan of music, I haven't had an experience like that in so long, to where I'm sitting there on live, I'm on iTunes looking, and the energy was just crazy. Even through the phone, like I'm watching you guys on IG Live, like I'm not there, but that energy, like I was talking to JoJo the next day and like we couldn't even sleep that night. We're not on the project.
Nobody could sleep.
Like the energy was incredible, and to feel that for a project you love, but to actually know these people in real life and for it to be from the Bay Area, like there's just so many layers of crazy good feelings. That was an incredible night for the fans, so I can't even imagine what it was like for you guys.
Me, I won't speak for them because they spoke, but myself, Oakland Hearts, and Ian, not all in age, them in age, but and just in terms of experience, we're the youngest. Everybody else done been in this shit and then been through it for real. Like Kate's history, like when people really like find out what she's been through, they were a signature away from signing the Interscope. People done been through some shit now, you know what I'm saying? So for my brothers, for Kate, I was more thinking about them like, yo, knowing what Duece done been through in this industry, knowing what Kev done been through, like they got every sort of prerequisite to go fuck this music shit.
Exactly.
Completely, and not want to do it at all. So to see it through and to have this spirit of community, encouragement, but also holding this high ass standard of like, you got to be tight still though. It's not passive, you know, it's not passive and trying to be accommodating just for the sake of doing it. It's nah, I'm raw, I'm here, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Listen to what I'm telling you, you're going to be all right. It's simple as that.
So good. So good. Anything else you want to tell the people about Twice on Sunday?
Season 1 shit is over. It's season 2. Just get ready. It's only gonna get crazier from here. And as proud of the collective projects that I am, like the solo shit, the one-offs, those, because we really in each other's sessions. Like I told DB at the grill, because him and Kev came to Duece and I's East Shore sessions and was in there, and Kev like, nah, you need to do this, drop this, and you know, like wait, and I looked at DB when everybody's out the room. I was like, oh, we doing this for real, because y'all don't got no reason to be here. Y'all like, you give a fuck, like for real, for like you want this to be good, and DB not even on it, you know. Kev at least is on it. Yeah, nah, we gonna hold each other accountable. We gonna get Duece shit finished. We gonna do Kate's project. Ian's back. It's shit about to get crazy.
Oh my goodness. You already know I'm so excited. Like just talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. So thank you.
Thank you, Spesh. Thank you so much.
I can never thank you enough. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to tell the people about Twice on Sunday?
We can't stress this enough. It's an open door policy. We want to see the Bay flourish. Not that the Bay hasn't already flourished. We're not the first ones to do it. We're paying homage to the greats, to all the crews. It's a collective. It's members. You come tap in, pull resources. If you need video shot ideas, you know what I mean? Myself, Duece, Monty, Champ, Kills, like everyone that's around. Passwords, like it's a whole collective of people you could tap into, and You don't have to feel like, oh man, I can't figure this out, I can't figure that. We just built everything by hand from scratch, just from an idea, just believing that, you know what, we're probably stronger together. That makes more sense, right? No egos, no none of that shit, no funny business, no child talk. We're not in here talking about people mamas, and we not on no type of funny ass time. Like, we really just want to make good music and contribute back to the art. These streets gave us a lot, and it took a lot from us. So we also got some repairing to do, and we're trying to do that in a mature manner, you know what I mean, as friends, growing to be better friends as brothers. So women are more than welcome to be a part of the crew. Yeah, pull up. If you dope and you really serious about your music, pull up just so we can vibe with you and maybe add something to your product, add something to ours. Like, just collect, just keep working.
That's beautiful. I didn't even know that aspect of it, so that was educational to me, just that open door. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, for real.
You hear the origin story about the text messages and who actually showed up, and sometimes when people have a good thing, they're quick to shut the door. But you guys understanding the importance of keeping that door open and still being able to bring people in and just really vibe on something that you guys are creating. I think that there's a lot of power in that.
It's season 1 as in a TV show. It's season 1, season 2, season 3. We don't know what new characters pop up in TV shows all the time. You know, life is like a TV show. We're gonna rotate, characters are gonna change. We don't know. It's selfish to think that, oh, I send out the text message, so now I own the rights to someone. That's ridiculous. Like, this could turn and change and form to anything. And that might mean certain people take a step back or a step up. And that's what we're trying to promote, is just independentness, but ecosystem, and keep the ball rolling.
Do you remember a point when the idea of a season clicked?
Late in the process, but it was always kind of birthed from that. It was never everybody I reached out to, I just figured I had close enough access to get dope people around and just play some songs and kick it for a couple of days, and then it was like, nah, this is hella tight. Nah, this is like hella tight. And about 10 songs in, I'm like, nah, they can't fuck with us. Like, it's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's different.
Seriously, thank you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate you. This is hella tight.
I appreciate you, man. Like,
these are detailed questions.
Thank you. I tried really hard. Just hearing the project, I knew it was something that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk to everybody one-on-one, because as a cohesive project, it's incredible, but there's so many moments within. Like, everybody has multiple moments throughout this thing, and everybody has gems, and it's like, those need to be honored. So that's,
shout out my bros, man. Everybody that touched this project,
it's incredible,
for sure. Shout out Kate Lamont too. She not the bro, but yeah, I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been around this many dope rappers at a time that I could like pick up the phone and call. Be like, we just outside talking to a knock a few minutes ago, talking about he was gonna battle rap Kales. You crazy, boy. You better slide on out of here. You don't want these problems.
Gracious.
Anyway,
we're gonna cut it right there. Thank you so much.
I'm out of here.
Of course, Twice on Sunday, out now. Stream it, run it back, tell a friend. Anything else you want to tell the people about Twice on Sunday?
Just give yourself the time. You know, if you're driving, you in traffic, you know, you're going to your mom's house, take 20 minutes to get there, turn it on, go halfway through, turn it on, go home. I'm not asking for you to, stick one of those long swabs through your nose, for 15 seconds to see if you got COVID. And I'm not asking you to do nothing difficult. I'm asking you to give yourself a chance to listen to humans be human. Yeah. To give yourself a chance to hear people really care and embrace the art form, not just for the social reasons. We're not doing it so we can go to the club and be famous. That's not our goal. I always I say this sentence to a lot of people. I always tell people, like, happiness in the world is accepting your place in it, and we're all happy. We all come together, we make music. Somebody get out of the booth after a verse, we're all shaking each other's hands. We spend a 4-hour studio session, we probably shake each other's hands 29 times in a 4-hour session. Yes. And it's like, wow, that was a crazy verse. And we're like putting the beat on and watching people, like 2 sounds are in the computer. This happened last night, like 2 sounds are in the computer and everybody's like standing up, pacing. and then finding a little corner to write a bar, and then it's like, oh shit, and then no one really wants to share their stuff until they get into the booth. But then some people are like, let me hear what I got, you know. And it's like the room is crawling with creativity. You can cut it with a knife, you know what I mean, how thick the creativity is. And it's like, give yourself a chance to listen to that. Give yourself a chance to see what that sounds like, you know, because it's not just, oh, I got a beat from a producer, I don't know the producer, I rapped on it, we didn't mix it, you know, and then we put it out, I don't care about the artwork. Like, every detail of this album got everyone's full attention and care. The beat selection, the mixing, the live instruments, the artwork, the merch, the vinyl, the design of the vinyl, the idea of doing a deluxe, the interviews that we've done so far. Like, everything has been 100% intentional. It's all been like planned out more than we've planned out our own personal careers, which is, you know, like, I have to say that, like, we've all done these things solo, and it's just hard. It's just hard to do everything that we're doing right now as a solo. And the Bay is so independent that we get to these points where we grew up picking a single instead of letting the streets pick a single, and doing a video before we let the streets pick a video. And then we do all the work before the album comes out. The album drops and you go, ooh, I'm done. And then you move on from your album and it does nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it never gets heard. No one outside of your friends and family hear it, and people just call you local. And I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be somebody that you see in the Bay and be like, oh, I know him, he at the club. Man, fuck that. It's people in Amsterdam, it's people in London, it's people in Sydney, you know what I mean? It's people in Osaka, and I need those people.
Yes.
I need them to hear what I got going on in Frankfurt. Like, I need those people. I need them to hear that people in Oakland and the Bay Area talk about shit. They care about what's going on in the world, not just in America, because they all think Americans ain't shit, but they need to hear this. I don't want to list other artists that they don't need to hear, but they need to hear this. You know what I mean? So that starts with us at home. You know, like, you got to be the change you want to see. Give yourself a chance to be the change you want to see. Y'all do a lot of this talking about how stuff is whack, how the radio don't play what you like, how the industry ain't shit. I'm giving it to you right here.
Exactly. That's right.
Twice on Sunday.
Oh my goodness. Exactly. I've said it a million times, but the way you guys came together is perfect. The talent is there, the intentions are there, the growth, the lessons, the transparency, the bars, all of it just came together so well. The instrumentation, all of it is just perfect, and people definitely need to press play, like you said, all over the world. Like, it's something that needs to be heard, because at the end of the day, it's such a beautiful just expression. Like, I keep using the word expression because that's what you guys were doing, and I think that expression is one of the most important parts of life, period. So for you all to come together and express yourselves in this way just completely blows me away. Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. It has all come to an end, and thank you so much for listening. Seriously, this whole project was such an honor for me. I've kind of talked about it a little bit throughout the episodes, but being able to sit down with these men and have these conversations about these songs just makes me so happy. I had this vision when I was listening to it, like, oh my God, I have to talk to every single one of them and break down bars and really dive deep into what this project means, not only for the Bay Area, not only for the world, but for these individuals who came together to express themselves and share so much with us. So I've said it a million times, but I truly mean it. This was such an honor for me. And like I told Monty, thank him a million times for making this happen. And I'm thankful to everyone for showing up and, like I said, sharing their stories. So thank you for listening. Thank you to them for sharing. And yeah, like I mentioned before, you got the first album, Twice on Sunday Season 1, out now. They gave us a live version and a deluxe version. Yes, 10 bonus songs on there. Please support them on iTunes. Oh, it just really makes me so happy. As always, I'm on Twitter at SpecialSays, and on Instagram it's at SpecialSays as well. And like always, this episode is dedicated to Marlon. Do what you can to stop senseless acts of gun violence.